Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Hope that all y'all are doing well. So today we're going to do some gestures and then some anatomy practice, and then I'll probably wrap up for the day. I've been doing a lot of work for my manga, so I probably will. I would like to finish a character that I'm going to start thumbnailing and everything today, so I'll probably keep it at about an hour for today, so I can the live stream. So I can get my thumbnailing and stuff started. But appreciate y'all hopping on, hanging out on a weekend. Always is very nice to be able to communicate with y'all and see how y'all are doing and everything like that as I draw. And today is a rare occasion that I pretty much have everything set up, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. I said that and I forgot to do one thing. Load. Let's do short one. I'm gonna do 10 gestures. Oops. Alright. So for those of you who have seen my streams, I typically start off with these gestures. I do about anywhere between like 10 and 15 gesture drawings, and then at this point I like to go into some anatomy. Sometimes I like to do like different requests and stuff. It has been a little while since I've done that. The gestures are from reference, so I'm not just doing this from imagination. I do sometimes do imaginative drawings on here. It has been a while since I've done that as well, so maybe I'll take some time and maybe tomorrow's stream can just be like imaginative work. Yo, what's up, Mike? Yeah, it was a busy week this week, so it was a little hard to stream, but it's nice to be back. Next week is gonna be a little difficult. I think I'll be able to stream during the week, but I'm not gonna have a weekend stream or a video. How are you doing though, Mike? Oh yeah. We've been like, this week has just been exceptionally busy, but the reason for that is because we've just been redoing our kitchen. So like, and just like painting and stuff, but it's a lot of work. That's good. I'm glad you're doing well. Oh, you got a drawing tablet? Nice. What kind did you get? Nice. That's cool. I haven't used a Wacom before. Like as far as like a Wacom tablet with like with an actual screen attached. I've used a Wacom with a like a regular like pad, one of those ones. But yeah, I've never used one with a screen. Oh, I see your other comment. Just give me 1 second. I'm almost done with this. I already thought you were extremely skilled at drawing, but I have a newfound appreciation for your skills now. Drawing on a tablet is ridiculously tough. It can be if like this tablet that I have is really good. I really like this tablet because it literally oops. Sorry, I'm gonna pause this up here to give myself some time. I just wanted to shrink this down, but if you have the right tablet, like it shouldn't feel too different than your like drawing on a piece of paper for you. And that's the way this one is. I mean, granted, oh man, when was the last time where I did a doodle like just on paper? Oh man, it's been a long time. But yeah, I used this in the iPad. Oh, that one came out really bad. No need to keep the keyboard close. Sorry, let me pause this for a second so I can read your comments. It's not the tablet itself, but having to know the software. I've never worked with Photoshop before. Oh, yeah. There is a learning curve with that. I like Clip Studio Paint. But yeah, there's definitely a learning curve with the actual softwares and stuff. Oh, no, you're good. Need to keep that keyboard close by since there's no way to work on the tablet with shortcut keystrokes without switching tools. Yeah, I would recommend like I would recommend investing in one of these kinds of things. This one's like super fancy, but you can just get like even like they have like Huion has like a little one that's like this big, and it's just got like pads on it that you can kind of customize for your shortcut keyboard stuff. I'd recommend that just because it's just a lot easier, especially like at some point, like if you want to get a bigger tablet, which I think that's what I would like to do in like probably a couple of years from now, is I want to get like a bigger like 24-inch tablet or 22-inch tablet, and I'll get one without the buttons because I already have this. But yeah, you can't have a keyboard and try to be using a keyboard with, you know, your tablet's taking up 90% of your desk. All right. But yeah, learning like Photoshop and stuff is very interesting. And the cool thing about like Photoshop and Clip Studio Paint is like there's so many really cool tools and stuff that if you like take the time to learn, like makes your work flow so much better. But like obviously you don't know about it, you don't know about it. I feel like I'm constantly learning something different that I can do. Yeah. I have like the setup I have right now is really good, but like if I'm gonna get a bigger screen or a tablet at some point, I'm definitely gonna have to like um, get a new desk, I think. Sorry, give me 1 second, Mike. Don't know why this particular pose is giving me trouble, especially because I spent like 20 minutes on it last video. Alright. The software you use shows the layer opacity near the name. I like that. I don't think... Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if I could help you with that. Because I think it might, but I just can't remember. I haven't used Photoshop too frequently. What tablet do you want to get? I think I want to get a... Here, let me just find it and I'll put it on screen really fast. Huion. Because if I can get this tablet, like I probably wouldn't need to get another tablet again. I mean, I would end up getting one just because I like technology and I like getting newer technology and stuff. No, that's not what I want. Let me see here. I would like to get this tablet at some point, and like my plan for that is like I would so Wacom's like interesting. It is the industry standard, but that's for the like higher end stuff. So for instance, like the one that I just sent you, like the equivalent is probably give me 1 second. That's not what I wanted. Screens. Yeah. So like the equivalent is going to be this one. And while I'm sure it's really, really good, it has the same specs and stuff like that, and it's as the one that I sent from Huion before, and it's the one from Huion's almost $1,000 cheaper. So it's like I would love to possibly try it out, but I would just stick. Also with Huion, I know what I'm getting because that's what I'm currently using, and I really do like the product. So it's not, for me, it wouldn't be like the 2% or 5% extra that you'd get from Wacom. I probably wouldn't even need, to be honest with you. But I don't know though. I might end up using a Wacom one day if I ever get a professional job and they just like supply me with one or something. Alright, I appreciate it. But maybe it would completely change my mind, right? Maybe the drawing experience is way better and I'm underselling it, but without using Wacom, like, it's like, you know, it's difficult for me to say, and I really do, like, I love this Huion. It's really good. Like, typically, like, after I get a tablet, after like a few months of usage, like, I start to get this urge to want to get something that's a little better. I haven't had that with this tablet. There it goes. Alright. Oh boy. Oof. You've been, Mike, have you still been working on your, Dragon Ball comic? Or manga, I should say? Hopefully one day, like, when you finish, I don't know if you're planning on putting it up somewhere. I'd really love to see it. I love that kind of stuff. Nice. Somebody just sent me, in the Discord, somebody just sent me a script to look over. I need to do that. I keep forgetting. Yeah. Don't you wish that was a real thing? Like, oh man. Just get a whole year's worth of stuff done in a day. Ugh. I guess the biggest negative of that, though, is, you would lose a year of your life and a year spent with, like, loved ones and stuff. I mean, granted, you're not actually missing that time for them. It's only a day, but for you, you've aged another year, right? That's the only part that sucks. Yeah. Now, what would be cool is to be able to do that, like to go into like a hyperbolic time chamber, but it'd be like a vacation. Like, it's not like a horrendous like hellscape of a place that has like all this gravity and stuff and the humidity, and you just go on a vacation and you only have to take 1 day of PTO. Like, that would be so nice. Just not work for a day and you come out and you don't have any extra bills and stuff to pay. It's just a day. Oh boy. This is what you think about as you become an adult, right? As a kid, you're like, oh dude, that would be awesome to do just to get like stronger because I want to be like Goku. And then as an adult, it's like, I just want to sleep. Give me a year to sleep and not have a whole bunch of bills. Oh boy. This is such an interesting pose because it's like a combat pose, but it looks like she's raking something. They do shift quickly. Alright, so that's the 10 gestures. I'm just going to take a quick drink real fast. I didn't know this. I didn't know that Wacom also has a display bigger display that's also got touch screen capabilities. Now that would be really useful. Yeah, like this one. I don't think it's worth an extra like $1,400, $1,500, but case. So I use a 8000 by 4000 pixel, and I do 300 DPI. That's how big that is. But this I don't think I would want 27 inches. Only that's huge, man. That's a lot of real estate. I don't know what I would do with that extra 3 inches. But it would just be cool to have a bigger screen that you can like use your finger gestures and stuff with. That would be pretty awesome. Granted, it's definitely not worth the extra whatever $1,500. Another thing I'll probably work on is I'm gonna work a little bit today on faces. And I haven't done that too much on this channel, especially not for, I don't know why I just minimized that, especially not for a stream, but I'm probably going to go into faces a bit relatively soon. I just want to practice getting my style down. Alright, let's go into, I guess while I'm doing this, people that are popping in and out, these are some of the gestures I just got through with. If y'all have questions about, hey, like, how do you do your gestures? What are you thinking about? What are you looking at? Just ask. I'll definitely show you. At some point, I think I'm gonna do a series like on Udemy to put something out to help people with gestures, because like, I don't know, I'm pretty comfortable with saying that my gestures are pretty good enough for me to be able to teach it. Alright, where is this? I always forget where I put things. Gesture poses, anatomy reference pack. Oh, no. For stream. There we go. Okay. So let's work. I'm gonna do, I think I've got the arms down, so we're gonna do torso today. So let's pull up, and I do use references for these. Just so y'all are aware. I don't want y'all to think I'm doing this from imagination. Yeah, this brush that you're seeing over here on the side, this is from Mark. It's free, so that's a really good brush set to get. The best brush in this brush set is, I mean, granted, I'm not great with brushes because I think it's this one. This brush right here is incredible because it's a really good shading brush. Here, let me just quickly demonstrate. To be honest with you, I would probably just use what's there. For when I do my line art, I don't use any of his brushes for line art. I use his brushes for sketching, and I'm going to end up using this shading brush. So, like, for instance, like, with, this is probably not the greatest example right now. Give me 1 second. Maybe it's because I'm being heavy-handed. Like, I know this doesn't look great. Oh, that one was pretty good. So there you go. Like, that's a pretty decently shaded sphere already, right? Like, one swipe of the pen is just, yeah, you got a pretty decent sphere. It's super helpful for, like, doing things like this too. It's just that you have to learn which side is which, like which direction to go. Yeah. So, if you go this way, the dark stuff goes up at the top. If you go this way, it's from right to left, it's at the bottom. But yeah, you can do like a pretty quick like tube, stuff like that. These three are all the same with that, pretty much. Just slightly. So, like, for instance, this one, it's just got a little more texture to it. But it's such a good one. But yeah, I probably would just end up using the regular, like, brushes that come with Clip Studio. Yeah. This brush, this legendary line art brush is really good for that like naturalistic look. I like to use when I do my line art, I like to use this Real G Pen brush, or it's a pen technically, but because it just looks like a actual pen is being used. It has this like right in there. It has like that slight wiggle that you see with a pen. I really like that one. The regular G Pen brush doesn't have that. It's super smooth, so I don't like that one as much, but that one's really good. Alright, so let's get some of these in. Alright, so this is a twisted torso. So if I were to draw like a piece of paper to show you how this is twisted, it's kind of twisted like this. This is exaggerated, but that's how it's going to end up kind of being. So, and notice again, using the same shapes that I was using up here in my gestures. Now, I don't recommend starting there for people who are watching that want to learn about gestures a little more. Wouldn't recommend starting in this particular space. I would recommend doing like gestures, just quick lines and stuff like that. Okay, so get a pretty good, I need to, pretty good sense of where this body is turning. All right. And I am going to draw in collarbones here. Get another drink of water. I'm like really thirsty. I will say too, Mike, if somebody eventually comes out, oh, you know what? I'm gonna share this to the Discord because I'm sure they're sitting there waiting. They probably have no idea that I'm streaming. That's a great question. Give me 1 second. I'm just messaging the Discord group. So what made me interested in drawing? So I actually, that's a very interesting story. I'm gonna actually give the long end version of this because I don't think I've ever really told this story on here. So when I was a junior in college, so oh man, it's getting so long ago. It was like 6 years ago, 7 years ago now, something like that. I studied abroad in Sicily. When I was studying abroad in Sicily, I ended up getting into this like course where, sorry, I just wanted to get my reference photo back up. But I ended up getting into this course where we were doing, it was an archaeology course. Like archaeology over there is like huge because it's all of that stuff is really, really old, like 3, 4, 5,000 BC. And you know, museums are a huge deal for a lot of reasons, but one of them being like tourism and stuff like that. And so the course I got into was helping with like a museum, and what they were doing was they were doing 3D models of different artifacts using different like softwares and stuff like that. And so we would like, you know, the museum would be shipping away an artifact to another place, and in order for the museum to still be able to exhibit that artifact in some way, we would make the 3D representation of it, and that would be on display in the spot where that particular artifact used to be. And as I was doing that, I've always wanted to kind of create like a video game or be involved in that kind of process. So I found all of this fascinating because like, oh man, this is really cool. I was learning how to use Blender in particular because Blender was what, you know, it was free, so it was pretty cheap for the college to use and stuff like that. So I was learning how to use that, and as I was learning how to use that, I was like, oh, this is really cool. What if I, you know, started to try to use it for creating characters for like a video game or something like that? So I ended up getting into that for a few years, basically until I graduated college, and I was in the summer before I went to grad school. And what I kind of learned though is that my 3D models were pretty bad. And I was like, why does this suck so bad? And it was because I didn't really know how to draw. And so I took some time and I decided, you know what, like, I want to learn how to draw so that I can create better characters for a video game. And lo and behold, like, as I was doing all of that, I also was like, well, if I need to create a video game, I want to be able to create a story as well. So that, you know, my video game is going to be decent and not like trash, because I like video games that have like a pretty decent story. Sorry, give me 1 second. I do want to pull something up really fast because I haven't done enough bodies for me to properly remember how I was simplifying the... Okay, perfect. So yeah, so as I was doing that, and I went to school, I am a social worker, so I do therapy and stuff like that. That's my day job. But as I was learning how to draw and creating a story, something just kind of resonated with me about it, and I started getting more into anime and manga. Like, I had already really liked it as a kid, but I stopped watching it just because, like, didn't want to get made fun of and stuff when I was in school, basically. And I kind of ended up getting this passion for wanting to create something that would help kids, because that's what I wanted to do as a social worker, is help children, which is what I do. And I was like, well, what if I created a manga that could help kids who have struggles similar to what I had struggles with, which is like understanding your own racial identity and stuff like that. So that's kind of what has been pushing me forward, and it's gone from like a hobby to like something that I might want to do a career path switch for at some point. So that's the long story. I also did end up making artifacts for museums. I don't know if it's still displayed, but prior to me leaving it was displayed in the museum before I left, which is really cool. 3D representations of different artifacts and stuff like that. What's up, DJ? So this isn't bad, but it is a little long, so I'm going to take this. It was a long story, but I haven't told the whole story yet, so I figured I would tell it. Sorry, DJ. Hey, yeah, pretty much. That fostered my interest. I mean, I've always, like, I will say, I have always been... I didn't really know how to draw or anything like that, but I've always been a pretty, like, creative kid. Like, I can vividly remember, like, trying to make my own toys and stuff as a kid. And this wasn't like, I know a lot of kids do things like that, but I was doing it regularly. I was coming up with names for these things and all of that. I had this like little folder that I would keep, like, I was creating, in my brain I was developing a game in my head, and I would keep like little cheat codes and stuff for my games and how to like do specific commands and things, like in this like little folder, and I would show people. I created like plays and stuff too as a kid that I would try to get my friends involved in, and I've always kind of been that way. So it's like strange to me that I never really attempted to go into it, but I was so busy with my athletics that and felt that those were, you know, my only way. I didn't grow up poor by any means, but I'm first gen college student. You know, my family didn't have all that much when I was growing up, so, you know, football felt like one of the ways that I could get out and, you know, explore the world and learn about life and things like that. So I spent a lot of time in sports. So I didn't really think about creativity as a way, any kind of creativity, art or otherwise, as a way to quote unquote like get out, right? But luckily I ended up being a fairly smart human being as well, because you know, sports got me in the door kind of, but my ability to learn and do decently well in school was the thing that kind of pushed me along. So. All right, so this is my torso, which I'm pretty proud of, especially considering I talked that entire time. Let me see something here. I'm just like looking, I want to make sure my proportions are pretty decent here. Yeah, it's still a little long, so I could probably pull this up just a bit more. It doesn't have to be too much, but just a bit. So some of the, oh, you know what? It's probably, yeah, I see what it is. So just like as a quick lesson, or I guess quick tips. I don't want to say lesson, that makes it sound like I'm an expert and I'm not. So when you're doing your proportions and you have like, you're not drawing a complete body, so like for instance, complete body, like anywhere between 6 to 8 heads is okay. Anywhere in the halfway point of that 6 to 8 heads is going to be where your like pelvic region ends, and then the rest is just your legs from that point down. Those proportions are really good to know, but unfortunately, like, you're not going to always draw a full body in your art. So when you have pieces like this, for instance, where I don't even have the head drawn, you have to understand how things compare to one another, and that's really what proportions are. What is the comparison between like the sternum and your face, for instance, like some stuff like that. But a good one to know is the distance from the bottom of your rib cage and the top of your rib cage, where the it's called a suprasternal notch, I think, or something like that. From here to the bottom of your rib cage, if you take this and you double it, you'll get the bottom of your pelvic region. So that's a good one to know. Another good one is like your head. You take your head, oops, it's not a straight line, and double it, so 2 heads down. This is going to be about, and it might go a little lower, but it's going to be about where your sternum ends. That's one thing that I typically have been getting wrong in a lot of my, like, even my gestures, I'm sure, like up here, like my heads are just slightly, or my sternums are slightly too far down, but it's not so much that it's a problem, and I kind of like the way that it looks in some cases. For females, like this one's obviously a female, I would say you might want to stick to that because it makes the body look a little bit more feminine. But that's another good one to know. And it's not exact, but it gives you a foundation. Alrighty. What's up, Coop? Alright, so we have a twisting, turning body here. Let's go. Yeah, this is a pretty good one. Procrastinating. Nice. What are you procrastinating? Hey, Peter. I haven't seen you on a stream yet, I don't think, so welcome. Appreciate you joining. Alright. What's the essay about? What's up, DJ? I don't know, because I like this hat. I just got it a couple of weeks ago from when I went to Katsucon. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try to, like, vary when I jump on. Yeah, I didn't tell you all this. So, the reason why I am not going to stream next weekend is because I'm actually getting married next weekend. So that's why I won't be streaming. Here. But the reason why I was saying that is because my my ring is actually a JoJo's ring. I'll show it to y'all after I get married and everything, but it's a JoJo's ring as well. Thank y'all, I appreciate it. Yeah, we've been engaged. Shannon and I have been engaged since May of 2020. But it's been a lot. Like, a lot of stuff has happened for us to, like, we had to, like, postpone a few times. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. I'll share some, like, well, maybe I will. I'll have to check in with Shannon to see if she's okay with it. But if she's all right with it, I'll share some photos and stuff. Y'all can see, like, my family and everything. You know, if it was a bigger wedding, we decided to do a small one. I would see if we could live stream it, but we're gonna do a bigger ceremony at some point. It would be cool to see y'all, like, maybe not at the smaller wedding, but after we met and everything, at, like, a bigger wedding in some way. That would be really cool. But all right, thanks, everybody. I really do appreciate it. And yes, I did drop a very casual bombshell on you. I apologize for that. Or casually dropped a bombshell, I should say. So, all right, let's go ahead. Alright, man. I appreciate you joining the stream. I hope you get some good rest. I'll see you. I'll be streaming tomorrow, so if you want to join tomorrow, probably around the same time. It'll probably be around 4:30 or 5 tomorrow, actually, because I have to finish my post. But hope to see you in another one soon. Jeez. Yep, get some rest. Oh, I guess tomorrow you probably would not be able to make that stream then, because that would be like 1 o'clock your time. Where are you then? You don't have to tell me, like, the country. You can just tell me, like, even the continent, but I'd just be interested to know that. Very dedicated fan. All of y'all are. Oh, cool. I'll have to look it up. This one's coming out a little meh. I mean, it's actually not horrible. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Well, yeah, make sure you go get some rest, man. I appreciate you hopping on. Is that all I really want to do for this one? I think it is. I think this is pretty much done, and waistline is like here. If I were to do yeah, how am I feeling about that? It's definitely missing this backside, and some of the far stuff isn't in a good perspective. So what that's telling me is, yeah, I definitely, so when I'm looking at this reference, I didn't turn the body enough towards us, so it's like creating this perspective that doesn't look right on my end. It probably isn't too bad, actually. But for using a reference, it's definitely in need of a little bit of work. So I'm just gonna correct this a bit and just stop using these like squiggly lines so that it has a bit more similarities with the reference that I'm looking at. It's just right below the belly button. Yeah, it's looking like that. It's pretty cool. It's definitely pretty cool. Not something I ever expected either, to have people, I mean, granted, we're still like, I don't know, at this point I can't say that we're a small like channel anymore, but we're on the smaller end, and it's kind of cool that, like, you know, even with a I'll call it a relatively small channel, people from everywhere. Gotten people from like Chile, Brazil, and we haven't gotten like, I'm gonna actually have to look this up. Bahrain, huh? Mic is top. That would be cool. Sometime. I'm gonna look where this is. Look up where this is. Because I'm an uncultured swine. It's in the Middle East. Oh yeah, it's in the Arabian Peninsula. That's pretty cool. Oh, it's like a little island. That's beautiful. What the heck? Dude, this place looks like concept art and like a manga. This is amazing looking. Wow. Huh. It's really cool. So yeah, I got somebody from like, you know, Arabian Peninsula on here. It's just really cool to me. It's awesome how like I mean, granted this is me being an old head, but it's really cool how like the internet impacts us. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Fordu sorry. I'm gonna call you Key. I put an R in there. So, oh, faux turkey? I guess I could call you Turkey. But I appreciate that. It is beautiful. I don't know if I would go to a honeymoon there just because like half of your honeymoon would be spent like getting yourself together from the jet lag. But it is beautiful out there. Alright. So I am gonna like zoom in a bit here because there's some like I need to clean this up. But 2 oops, what the heck? I'm horrible at, and I'm also like petrified of saying people's names wrong, and it's just like a bad combo because I'm horrible at it and I'm petrified to say their names wrong, and it ends up just being an absolute travesty every time. So there's... I'll have a stroke. Probably. I have the most bland name on the planet. Like, I'm pretty sure my name is one of the most popular names, like, literally in existence. Even my middle name, I think, is, like, super popular. Not I think, it is. I know it is. Like, in combo with my actual name. That's true. At least it's not John. Alright, I think I'm gonna finish there with that. This one's pretty good. This one's kind of meh. Oh, DJ. Oh, never mind. Sorry. I was gonna say something exciting, but my brain had a little baby stroke, so. I was about to say my, if I have a son, their name might be DJ, but it's actually just totally false, because their name's gonna be AJ. So. I don't dislike my name. I actually do like my name. I do. I know that's a weird thing to say, but it's just doesn't make it any less common. That just because I like it doesn't mean it's not a super like common name. All right. I mean, I think overall I do have the shapes down for the torso. So, I mean, I'm gonna continue to work on this so it's a little bit more, a little easier for me to, a little easier for me to do. But I do want to work on some style work, and then I'll probably jump off. Oh, guys, when we gonna do a voice chat? We gotta do a voice chat soon. It's been too long. Where is this? Let's go to Sketchbook School. Forsaken Soul. Main cast. Miku. Heads. You lost your microphone. Well, you know what that sounds like to me, DJ? Sounds like to me you might miss the voice chat. I'm just kidding. I'll wait for y'all to get a new one. Alright. Alright, so let's... That's funny. That's funny, Peter. Alright, so even since the last time I kind of showed y'all my, like, style stuff, I've kind of changed it a bit. Just a little bit, nothing too substantial. And that's just going to happen even as I create my manga. Face references, maybe? No. Oh my gosh. Wow, this is crazy. So after I finish these faces, though, I'm going to show y'all the difference between... Dude, when was this created? Give me 1 second. I gotta look at this. It's coming up on 2 years ago. But yeah, I'll have to show y'all the difference between, like, the style that I'm at now and what I was going to be doing at one point. So the reason why I just did that is because I have this, like, really bad problem with front-facing faces like this, where one side ends up being, like, ends up looking really flat. Like, I'll have to show y'all an example a little later, but yeah, I have to kind of do this to help see a little bit better. And now I will flip. Oh no, what is happening here? Okay, maybe I'll just flip the view then. Yeah, so you can kind of see it here, like one of the sides is got just a slightly different shape than the other, but it used to be much worse. Like, this is, like, not too bad. Alright, view, flip horizontal again. Alright, yeah, we can work with that. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. Alright. One thing I need to start remembering to do is put this stuff on a separate layer so that I can so that I can skip this back a bit. Okay. Something quick. And I was noticing this just a second ago, but I just caught it. That is kind of what I did. I felt bad about it too. I shouldn't have even said anything. All right. All right. So now we can get to some of the actual work here. For anybody who might be wondering, the proportions here, basically like, I don't know how to explain it here, let me see here. There's like a portion of the head that's kind of like, I don't know, I don't really think about it too much, but if you want to look at it this way, from here to here and then here to here, these should be about the same distance. Sorry, let me pull this back down a little bit because this line's actually here. So from the brow line to the bottom of the chin is equivalent to the brow line and the top of your head. Some people like to put the eyes like around here, but I like to, that's where I put the actual eyebrows. You could do both, doesn't really matter. Like the center of your eyes could even be where that midway point is, but for me, I like to use that for where the brow lines are. So the big difference in my style is, from the last time I kind of showed it to y'all, is that I've decided I would like to make my eyebrows a bit thicker overall for male characters. So you're gonna see me doing something kind of like this. Oh, sorry. Really fast. This area right here, this is the eye socket, if y'all are wondering. So the top of your eye socket is where your eyebrows live. And another piece, another stylistic choice for me is going to be, I don't know why, I really like the look of the, like, the outer part of the eyebrow having that like hook shape almost. I just enjoy that as a look, so I have decided to adopt it into my style. There's 2 styles that I can think of that do this. The first is Boichi, his style. Let me bring something of his up just so I can show y'all. So let me grab this, bring it over. So, yeah, as you can see, his style has this kind of eyebrow shape. He even has it in the front as well. I don't think I'm gonna do that. The other one is actually this one, and I just enjoy both very much. Like, the style of this is beautiful. So yeah. So that's those are the 2 things that kind of influence that for me. And then the choice of doing it thicker is because of like specific pieces of Mark Brunet's art that I really liked. So that's why there's a little bit of a change there for me. And it's not too much different than what I was doing anyways. I'll kind of show you the difference in just a little bit. And then I'm also going to share, I'll probably do this face, share like the art that I had before, just a couple of months ago. And then I'll show you something from about a year ago, or a year and a half I should say. Some people get like super hyper focused on things being like really like symmetrical. I'm not gonna do that to myself. Like, faces aren't perfectly symmetrical anyways. So I'm not gonna sit here and like, beat my head against the wall trying to make this perfect, especially because this is just me practicing too. This could probably go in a bit more on both sides, so that there is this like slight relationship here with the eye. When you're doing eyes, they wrap around this eyeball. Just as a reminder. It's probably not. That's fine. I need to also remember to stop doing that. For eyes, for those of you who are struggling with making them look the same, don't do what I just did. If you're right-handed, you should start with the left eye, and that way you can look at the eye that you just drew as you're drawing the opposite eye. And then you'll be able to get a more consistent looking eyeball. If you do what I did and you draw the opposing eye first, then you're not able to look at the eye as you're drawing. Alright, so now I can round this out just a bit. And flip this back. Hey, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining. I need to look at how I did my nose earlier. Give me 1 second. Because for whatever reason, my brain's just decided to stop working. Yeah, okay. All right. Have a slightly more refined drawing, and once I take away the underlying lines, it'll look a little better. How do I want to create this guy? Let's I don't know what it is with me, but I really enjoy like characters that have like piercings and stuff, so we're gonna give him a little bit of style here. Time to get a piercing. No, faces can just be so bland, you know? Like when you're drawing them. So like, I don't know. If I enjoy drawing characters with piercings, I'm gonna draw characters with piercings. You know what? I always do a nose ring in the middle. Let's do... Actually, let's go. Yes. Yep, yep. Alright, and now let's do something fun with the hair. I'm gonna give him... I'm gonna look this up just so I have... That hat. That's a haircut. It's a flat top. probably make the face a bit thinner here. There it goes. That's what I wanted. Yeah. I will take that. Get this. There it goes. Alright. And something we can do here. Alright, so this is probably going to be very similar, and what'll end up happening with my style as I go with my manga, just because I already kind of gravitate towards it anyways, is this is going to become more and more like realistic as I go. Right now this is still like, I would call this like, I don't even know if I would say semi-realistic. This is like quasi-realistic. But as I go, I expect my eyes to go from where they are right now to something more like this in the future. No, I just created this character like out of my head right now. This isn't a character in anything. Could probably there it goes. Just because Mike keeps saying she, so I'm trying to find out where the character's face looks feminine. Probably my eyes. I have pretty feminine eyes. But at some point, I would say, Mike, you'll see the difference as I create. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, this is a male character. As I create characters, you'll probably see the difference, but like, for instance, if I were to take this same facial structure, and I can do this. No, you're fine. It has nothing to do. To be honest with you, it's good for me to hear like that my characters look a little feminine. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Because that means I need to make sure that my female characters are exaggerated a bit more. Just because this is the style that I gravitate towards. Yeah, I mean it's good feedback to hear. The difference is that, like, you need to be able to see the difference between my male and female characters when... Yeah, that's fair enough. When I do decide to do a female, I have to make sure that I make some of these differences really profound. So, softer features in some areas, pointier features in others. So I'll probably do this character really fast, this female character, just so y'all can see it, and then I will I'll end facial hair, go with that. Well, these characters are gonna be teens. Some of them might have facial hair, but not all. So, like, one difference is going to be eyebrows are going to be much thinner for my female characters. I'm not going to have that, like, spiky end that I have over here. Yeah, that's what I was just getting ready to do. So, for instance, over here, my eyes took up a good portion of the eye socket, but not a lot. Another thing that I can do too, just right off the bat, before I get going too far, is eyebrows are going to be slightly higher on a female character. Yep, they do. This is going to be like, this is like a teen. Oh yeah, I'll get that. Don't worry. But this is going to be like a teen male. My adult males are going to have smaller eyes. Alright, so let's go in. So now the trick is how do I make the eyes different but look the same style? And that is going to be by taking some of those shapes that I created and rounding them out quite a bit. Alright. So here, here. I did it again. I keep doing that. I'm gonna erase so I can like actually do this the correct way. Remember, start with the left eye first if you're right-handed. And then you can do a better job of making the eyes look similar. This eye is a bit lower than the opposing eye, and I could probably do to scale. Do I want to scale this way? Actually, no. I'm going to transform scale down a bit. Alright. Oops. So now, since I want my male characters to have some eyelashes, that means that my female characters are going to have even more. And much thicker as well. And then also the iris can be much bigger with a female character. And then nose, much smaller. I can make the lips much more full. Maybe a little too big there, and a little too wide. I think they can probably go down just a bit as well. And then small differences like the neck is going to be much thinner. Let me get rid of this for a second. Ears can be a little smaller. And what I'll do too, though, is I'll make these characters, even though it's two totally different characters, I'll make them resemble like a similar style to one another as far as how they look. So I'll give her similar like piercings and stuff, just so maybe they can be like brother and sister or something. So we can see the difference between a similarly situated character, female and male. What kind of hair do I want to give this character? So like, if you can tell, like a big difference between these two is a lot of blockier shapes over here. The eyes are blocky, so we have this like rectangular shape. A lot of straight lines. The chin is flattened. I probably could tone down the lips a bit for the males. Probably just do more of like a straight lines, whereas you get more curves over here on this side, so the eyes are similarly shaped but curved. Smaller features, nose is smaller, lips are not as wide but more plump, things like that. So so what kind of hair do I want to give her? Let's go with, let's give her a lip ring as well. And I will give her a nose ring. And another difference here is the lats are going to be less developed for the female. Now you can have a muscular female, right? It has nothing to do with masculinity and femininity, but just for the female characters that aren't like jacked, it will be easier to tell off the bat. Alright. Hair. Let's look up a quick hairstyle so I'm not sitting here trying to wing it too much. Oh, actually, what am I doing? I already have a good reference for this. Let's look at this. And we can go here. Alright. Another difference between males and females. Females' hairlines actually are further back than males, interestingly enough. So let me do this. So I'm like just trying to block. I'm not great with hair, I will admit, but I'm just gonna block out a quick style for this character. Just get the general shape in, and now I can maybe have just very straight hair. Maybe have one of her separate off like that or something. And now I can let me get this stuff out of here. Erase this back. Let's see what I'm dealing with here. Alright. And now that I have that blocked off, I can do like ribbons here. Let me flip this. All right, Peter. Sorry I missed that. I don't know if you're still here. I had some other stuff up on my screen, so I couldn't see the chat. But I appreciate you. Bulgaria, that's awesome. Appreciate you hopping on. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I'll see you in the next stream. I'll be streaming tomorrow around the same time. Let me see how he does this. So he has just a few. I'm gonna just like kind of softly finish up these characters because there's just not, it's not too much that I need to still do. Yeah, so like, just minor differences between the two, right? I would say one thing I could probably do here, yeah, I could, and I'm going to actually, is take her eyes and just pull them down just a little bit because, oops. What is going on here? Her eyes are just a little too high, and it's kind of throwing things off a little. Let me see what I had. Yeah, that's better. Her head's a little wide, so I'm also going to change that. I could probably just scale it in. There we go. But yeah, so like pretty similar but pretty different, and which is which. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Like for instance, like JoJo's characters, a lot of those characters you can't tell just by looking at them whether or not they're male or female. Even when you put them side by side. Now I really do love that style though, because then everybody looks kind of beautiful. Like, just be honest. I think that women are just more beautiful than men are. They're better to look at than men are. So if you have characters that kind of have effeminate features, then you're probably going to have pretty good looking characters for the most part, even if they are supposed to be masculine, right? But there's, you can still make some differences between the two and have them both look like, to me, I think both of these faces are fairly attractive faces. One is just slightly more blocky and therefore masculine. Like, even if I wanted to ramp this up a bit, I could give him like cheekbones and her none really, and just stuff like that. Let me, is there anything else I wanted to do? Yes, so Araki originally wanted to make Giorno a woman. Yes, the editor said no, and then because they didn't feel like the editor didn't feel like a woman in manga would make it, and shonen manga in particular, as like the lead. He even, from what I understand at least, was planning on making Giorno like kind of androgynous and towards until the end, or like fluid until the end, and then reveal that it was a woman, but didn't end up doing that. But then we get Jolene for part 6. The only other thing too that I would say for this character, to even ramp up the femininity more, is going to be, here, I'm gonna do something really fast so that you can kind of tell. I'm gonna make the background a little bit more gray. For your characters that are female, you want to make sure you add some shine in here and add quite a bit of it. And the male character, you can still have some shine, but a little smaller. All right. So this is, granted, what, part 6 you're saying? I'm gonna also call you Dee because that feels right, but and I'm gonna butcher your name and I don't want to do that. But yeah, I would agree. Like, I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't seen all of part 6 yet. I definitely need to get on that, but I would be interested to see how that comes out. Yeah. No, I've seen, I haven't seen all of part 6 yet. I don't know if that's what you meant, but I've seen everything through part 5. I've probably seen 6 episodes of part 6. There was, like, Netflix has been kind of trickling it out. I've seen, like, the first bit of trickle out that they put out for part 6 I've seen, but I haven't seen anything else. That's another thing that you can do too. Female characters, like, you can put a little bit more, like, overall shine on them, like even their body, for instance. It's gonna sound really wrong, but it's because our eyes are really attracted to that kind of, like, contrast, and I don't know how to say this without it sounding really, really inappropriate. But when you get, like, shiny, here we go. Here's a good way. Women that have, like, that glisten on them almost remind us, like, in our own imagination of, like, a model, for instance, right? Because models, they go down runways. A lot of them have, like, oils and stuff like that. So fair enough, Coop. Fair enough. Trying to think if there's anything else to make the differences more stark between the two, but I'm pretty happy with this. I still feel like I could probably pull her eyes down just a bit, and in fact I think I might. So we'll do that. I'm done messing around with that. Alright. I think that's going to do it for me for today. How long have we been streaming for? Oh, did my stream just crash? Oh, I thought my stream crashed for a second. Yeah, it's been about a 2-hour stream. So, I really do appreciate all of y'all for hanging out. Let me show the spoils of war today. Oh, no. Okay. So we have... Okay, yep. So we have all of this. Pretty good stuff. Oh, no problem. Yeah, I'm trying to think, Mike, for learning the programs, who's really good for that? I mean, if you want to spend like just like 30 or 40 bucks, Mark Brunet does a really good, like his first term is really, really good with like just showing like what the history of Photoshop is, which is like, yeah, if you want to watch that you can, but the other part of it is like learning the different tools. I think I would highly recommend that. He does have a really good one, and it's all Photoshop. So oh cool, yeah, go into that first term and just look at the Photoshop stuff. It's really helpful. Like I'm not kidding, it's very, very helpful. You can learn how to use like gradient maps and stuff like that. It's really good stuff. So yeah, just make sure you look at that for good advice and stuff. But yeah, all right, everybody. I will catch y'all in the next one tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure when I would start streaming tomorrow. Probably around this time, actually, around like 5:30. I'll probably stream for a couple hours again. I just have a lot of stuff that I want to get done art-wise that I won't be able to really do on stream too much. So yeah, all right. Thank y'all for sticking around. Thanks, Coop. Appreciate it. I love y'all. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.